My revolution crashed.
Let's go ahead and click. I'm going to quit. Everybody quit out. We'll start a new game and see if we can get Ty in here.
I still have to get in too, Joe.
You are going to be watching the screen share on Google Hangouts from Dan and kind of trying to roleplay from there.
Okay.
Jane is a student at ECPI University.
So you'll be listening to the direction from Brian and other people, and we will be maneuvering in like your character and your piece and stuff in the game. You'll just be giving direction like, I move up to the monster and I swing my sword or whatever.
Okay. I don't know. Let me check something really quick. If I don't throw my phone.
Hey, Joe.
Fuck, god damn it. Don't join the game. I didn't make it for enough people. Sorry.
Okay.
I always forget that. Go ahead, Tyler. You were saying, sorry.
I was going to say, I can just watch on Twitch if need be. I mean, I always end up crashing sooner or later anyway.
That's up to you, man. I mean, I hate, having that delay or whatever, but if you're able to, and you do really well with it, and I appreciate that, it's up to you. I'd like to try to get you in on it, but...
Okay, well, let's try one more time then. I'll give it...
If you crash, we'll just skip it, and we'll do our normal thing. Game's up, though.
Okay.
Is David still having trouble with Google Hangout?
What? No.
No, he should have.
I'm keeping that open just in case.
He had a problem with TeamSpeak. What was the error that you were getting?
I just couldn't X, so I just inputted manually.
Oh, gotcha.
All right, jump in the game, David.
Just waiting on you, David.
Refresh this. There we go. Yep.
Okay, starting it up. Hopefully we'll get something good. I feel like I'm spinning a roulette wheel.
3, 2, 1. Maybe? Nope, crashed. Oh well.
Okay. Kyle, get yourself set up. I'll just load the overall map. Sorry, man.
That's alright.
You can't do the Hangout and TeamSpeak, though?
I can't.
It's not a problem. He can watch from Twitch. He's done it.
Yeah.
I'm going to attempt to load the Frigid Waste full map. Everybody hold on to your butts.
This might cause me problems, though.
We are
Go
live.
into strategy view.
We
Go
are
into
live.
strategy view and just at least try to move over to the starting city point. And from there, it's really, shouldn't be that big of a deal. Strategy view and just at least try to move over to... Oh, somebody has a delay in TeamSpeak.
Who's got the delay?
I don't know who that was. It was funny, though.
No, that was me I clicked unmute in Twitch.
Oh, so it was the Twitch
Brennan.
delay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm all set and ready to go.
Hey, Joe, question for you.
Yep.
So, for the stuff for my character that Brennan sent me, how do I know what is which as far as skills and equipments and stuff like that?
I've got that. I can bring it up for you separately. Just let me know when you need something, if you need anything.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that.
I don't know why it didn't transfer properly. That's okay. It was a hurry thing for you.
That's fine. That's why I said I'm fucking confused because I didn't know what was going on. Like I.
We are live
Stand
broadcasting,
it.
remember?
Sorry.
All right. So when we last left you guys, you were making your way back to town, and you've successfully done that. For those of you who played last week, and you guys, I'm assuming, go back to the bakery. Is that about right?
That is correct.
All right.
Yes.
So why don't you go ahead and pick up from there?
Treble-clef Base goes back to the bakery and finds a corner to huddle in and begins to shiver as he contemplates all of the stories and tales that he has been told and that he has learned in his travels, and wonders if all of them will become true, because that really scares him.
All right. Bobby, what have you been doing the last couple of days?
Who?
Bobby.
Okay. Went back to check on my daughter to see if she was okay. Seems she's fine, so I just kind of waited for a few days to see if everyone would return from the temple. And well, if they didn't, I would be out an employee, and I would have to make some graves in the back.
All right. Talus, what were you up to?
Who?
Dallas.
Okay. Talus, well, one, he probably would have gone to Bobby with this recipe book that was found. I believe Treble was holding it, Talus.
That's correct, and he would have given it up freely.
And basically, if I remember correctly, there were maybe some recipes that I don't know if we have. We probably don't have the goods to make some of this stuff here, but it sounded like some of them were maybe medicinal in some way. And I was going to show that to Bobby and see if there was any use there. If not, I have other plans for the book. But even if so, if he thinks the book would be useful, we could maybe copy down those recipes. And on the next ship that goes out, whenever that would be, even if it's months down the road, Talus wanted to put together a package and mail to the temple where he was trained. He was going to send them the book along with the 3 scrolls that he found or he picked up to see if the temple could maybe put some of that to use or find a good use for it. And Talus also, well, it may be too soon to do anything about it, but he kind of wants to call sort of a town meeting, since there's not many of us here and there's not any real official presence to discuss what needs to be done, if anything, about these strangers back at the temple we found. Plus undead running rampant all over the place.
Didn't you mention something about a ritual that needed to be performed for somebody?
Oh, well, yeah, I figured he'd already done that. Our fallen comrade wanted to, my understanding was our local tradition here is to burn the body and then make them into a brick for the wall, and then to perform sort of a final ceremony for them.
Yeah, we haven't done that, so if you guys want to,
Okay.
Enact that, that's cool. You want to kind of explain that,
for
Ty?
well, I guess I would call together everybody in town, however many of us there are. We don't really have a spiritual leader or a church or anything. I mean, there's a small shrine. So Palace is probably the closest thing we've got to a clergyman. And he would do what?
And Stridon.
Oh, is Stridon a cleric?
No, Stridon's paladin.
What god?
I'd have to pull it up.
I would assume a god of good, though.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Unless he's a blackguard.
No, I am not a blackguard again. Just go ahead, tell us.
Well, if us recognizes you as a paladin of some kind of good god, he's probably going to suggest turning all this over to you, because Talus, I mean, while he might be considered by some to be a virtuous person, I mean, he's not, and he has taken various vows to the temple where he studied. I mean, he's not, any kind of a priest, or he doesn't have any official ties to like a good god or church or anything like that. But he would lean towards turning things over to you. He would prefer a cleric, but a paladin's the second best thing.
All right, so you call everyone together in town, and you're asking basically if there's a cleric?
Yes. Or even a druid at point, but he didn't figure there would be one.
All right, I believe James is a cleric. James' character?
Yes, I am.
All right, so why don't you introduce yourself?
Hold on, give me a sec. I'm looking it up.
Can you just speak a little bit louder? You're still a little bit quiet on here.
I have it up really quick. My name is Lumen.
Morin Lumen Graniteborn, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you speak up and you say that you're a cleric. Do you understand what you need to do or not?
No, I do not.
All right, Talus, you want to run it by him again?
Yeah, Talus will basically would have taken care of this body and kind of put it on, I guess, whatever passes for sort of an altar or stone at our local little shrine, and then probably covered the body with whatever we have, sheets or bear skins or something. Basically, he would say local tradition is because it's so cold and the ground is so hard that generally we cremate the bodies and then take the ashes and use the ashes as part of a brick that we then insert to the outer surrounding protective wall of the village. So that way everyone can always be remembered. And I don't know for sure if we engrave their name or anything on it, but that would be a nice touch.
Yeah, generally that's what we do. There have been a few exceptions.
And Talus will be very thankful that there's at least some kind of a spiritual leader here now, because we definitely need it. The community needs some kind of spiritual direction. And on top of that, there's been lots of undead walking around, which is never a good thing.
Damn vampires.
So
Well,
Morin's backstory is that he was part of the village to the north that were once a part of Specia, and unfortunately, they had some disagreements, specifically with the people who ran Specia, but they've long since died a few winters back, and now that the village is destroyed, there's only the one town in the Frigid Wastes again, and he was the leader of the people that came back as refugees from the burning village while you guys were, out and about. They made their way back here.
okay.
And he brought carts and wagons full of supplies to help actually build a new building in town to try to house the people. So if you're suggesting that they build, a temple with hospice wings or something like that, they can probably do that.
Yeah, if we can do something along those lines. And Talus does not know the value of it, but he will gladly donate a blue gem, which might be sold off to help with costs. But again, he has no appraisal skills, so he doesn't know, or he has really bad appraisal skills anyway. But whomever wants to take the lead on building this temple, he'll gladly help work on it. And like I said, donate this gem to financially help with it.
Okay. So, Morin, do you want to build the temple?
I would be willing to help, yes.
And what of your wife?
I'll have to ask her, but I'm pretty sure she will help as well.
All right.
So does this mean we have a good number of people in town now who are without shelter?
Yes.
Okay. He'll talk to Bobby about it. It's not much room, but if at least a small family can squeeze into Talus's little single bed bedroom, they're more than welcome to have it, and Talus will find other accommodations. But it's Bobby's house, so obviously with his permission.
All right, but you're gonna have to feed him.
Okay, well, they can have my share of the. We'll take it out of my pay or something.
Done.
Okay.
All right. So you guys begin work on building a temple and maybe some small huts for these people. Is that kind of what you guys are going to be doing for a while?
Yeah. And is there a ship in the harbor?
There is not a ship in the harbor.
Okay. Okay.
You're pretty sure the last ship for the season arrived with treble clef on it. Now, it's possible that there might be one that's still making its way, but it's not likely because most of the passage is frozen shut. If there is more people that arrive from the docks, they would have had to have walked across the great layer of ice.
Okay. Well, that's another thing we as a town need to discuss is if there's any more physical threat coming to the village or to the villagers. Outside of the walls, it definitely seems dangerous because the undead that are roaming around, though we slew a good number of them, my guess would be there's still more. There's also the matter of these strangers at the temple we visited, and Talus is not real sure how to explain who these people are, other than he thinks powerful magic brought them here from another time, from the temple's past. And while they didn't seem out and out evil, and they did not seem threatening to Talus necessarily, they definitely were not above protecting themselves. And I don't remember if that wizard came back also, but they did have a wizard who was powerful enough that basically could kill somebody almost just by looking at them. I mean, he basically had his staff and kind of hit it in the ground and died. So even if the wizard didn't come back, that doesn't mean they don't have other powerful people with him. They could be a threat, but they didn't seem to be. But I also don't know what kind of god they worshiped or anything like that. And considering what we saw at the temple, my guess would be that sooner or later, they are probably going to have to spread out in search of food and such. And this would be the most obvious first place to come to, I would think. And my guess would be we're going to be on our own, because I don't think any help could get here fast enough for anything.
Okay. So you kind of present that information to the people in the town, and there's a gentleman. He's kind of been eyeing you up really weird, and I'll let him introduce himself here. You don't recognize him. He must be from the village up north or something. Who knows where he's from? Go ahead.
Is that Q and me?
Yeah.
So you look across the crowd, and there is a guy who stands about just over 6 foot. He's muscular built, but there's something strange that you notice about his eyes. The whites of his eyes are not white. They actually have a blue sheen to them. And it reminds you actually of the snow on a sunny day in the frigid wastes, how it kind of has a blue overlay sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what his eyes kind of give off. And so he looks at you and he says, I am willing to help, and anything that I can do to help the village is something that I will offer. What do you require?
Well, if we're gonna get this shrine up and running, we definitely can use strong backs who can cut wood and build. We also need strong backs who can help defend the village in case there's any danger coming here.
I have weapons and ability to fight. If that can help defend the village, I believe that is something I can do.
I'm sure it would be most helpful, and it's much appreciated.
Sign me up. I am Turk Azuliano, here at your service. What is your name?
My name is Talus Chain. I'm really not anybody. I just kind of work part-time at the bread store.
But you have, what's they say, you give direction and people follow you, correct? I mean, you have these followers and the village is listening to what you say.
For lack of anybody else taking over, I suppose so. I really am not comfortable sort of in a leadership position, but we don't really have somebody in charge and facing some potential serious situations here.
Well, you have my sword, and you actually realize at this point that he doesn't have a visible sword. He has a shield and a chain shirt on, but he doesn't actually have a sword.
Okay. Well, Talus doesn't either, so there must be some other kind of option. Well, does anyone have any suggestions or ideas, or should we go back to the temple and investigate? Maybe to be sure of what our options would be there, while other people back here at the village get to work on the shrine? Or should we try to go ahead and do the ceremony for Carelith, which is what I would like to do? I'm not sure what gods he worshipped, if any.
I agree. The ceremony should be first.
Okay, well, he's here, so I guess we can gather kindling and maybe a little bit of oil and get it going. If I'll ask the cleric that's new to town if he can say some words over the body, perhaps. Whatever ceremony he sees fit to perform, and then us will grab a couple of young, strong guys and kind of go look for some wood to make firewood out of.
Turk would go with you, but he would also ask Bobby. Bobby, I hear you have some fine wine. I believe that the ceremonies require some sort of offering.
No offense to the dead here, but I'm not giving away some wine.
I pay for the honor of bearing a comrade. Is that the word?
That would be, I guess, an agreeable word.
How much you charge for fine wine for bearing said comrade?
Since you're willing to pay and being a gentleman about it, I'll give you a little bit of a discount. Take off 50 gold. Normally 200 gold, but I'll do 150.
A fair price. And I will pay for the bottle.
Morin, what are you doing?
Not sure right now.
Are you going to go to the ceremony? Are you going to work on the shrine right away, or what do you...
I think I'd like to start working the shrine right away.
Okay.
I'm gonna assist Talus with the gathering as well.
All right, so you guys gather up the wood and you place the body on top of the pyre. And do you guys say any last words before you ignite the body, or do you say them after the body is ignited, or what are you doing?
Well, did our cleric perform a ceremony of any kind, or is going to?
I think he was going to head off to try to build the shrine. Did you want him to do a ceremony?
I'll ask him. I'll go and ask him to. I forget what his name is already.
Morin.
Morin.
Yeah, but he said his friends call him Lumen.
Okay, I will go and try to find Lumen and ask him if he can spare a few minutes. Well, one, I'm going to give him that blue gem for the temple. But then I also want to ask him if he can spare a few minutes to come say some final words over our fallen comrade before the flames are set.
What do you say to that, Morin?
I can do that if it doesn't take too long.
No, just like a quick sort of ceremony, you know, some final words for the one who's passed, that sort of thing.
Okay.
All right, well, I guess we can get going then. And
he performs the ceremony. It's actually pretty good. It's one of the better ones you've heard in a while. You know, just saying about how the body will pass on and be protected, and the gods watch over us all, that kind of thing. And as he's about to drop the torch, you know, do you guys say your last words about your fallen friend, or do you just do that in your head, or what do you guys want to do there?
Talus will kind of bow down and do a prayer silently.
Okay.
Turk does the same. He doesn't. Obviously, he's willing to offer his, you know, abilities for the service and to protect the town and make people are safe, but he doesn't know this person. So just, you know, the silence, respect, that kind of thing.
All right. What about Treble?
Treble is in Bobby's bread shop shaking.
That's right. Okay, Bobby. Not sure what that was. We'll come back to him. I think that's everybody, right?
I think so.
Dan Stridon, that's it.
I'm just going to kind of silently lean on my sword while saying a few words in my head.
All right. It's a beautiful ceremony. The body burns, you know, fairly quickly, and it's nice to have the heat from the fire, and you know, even under these unfortunate conditions. When it's over, you guys collect up the ashes and place them into the mold, and you form up the brick for the wall. You guys can pick a section of the wall that you'd like to place it in. The entire wall is built of regular rocks up to this point. You know, there's only been a handful of bodies you've had to do this with, probably, 15, 20 or so. So what section of the wall do you guys want to make for the spirit wall, so to speak?
How about near the gate so that every time we go in and out, we're reminded of those who have fallen?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Actually, the gate in the north side, because that's where you not only do you have to leave from, it's also where, you know, all the trouble is coming from. You know, no matter what you do, yeah, you can go east and west, but pretty much everything you do is going to be north of you, anyways. Even if you do go east and west, north is definitely the predominant direction. So the northern gate entrance area would be where I would start as well.
All right. So you guys go and you place your first brick of a fallen comrade, and after that, you guys finish discussing where you'd like to go, and what do you guys decide on?
Well, real quick, Talus wants to go by the bread shop. One, he doesn't really have any personal belongings other than his clothes and one healer's kit, but he wants to make sure his room is sort of in order for others. And does he see Treble there?
Trouble would be in the bread shop still, corner.
Freaked out?
Yep, he's basically still I don't know if he's visibly shaking, but his eyes are kind of darting from side to side, and he's got like a cowl kind of like pulled up over his head, and yep.
Well, Talus won't say anything, but he'll go within about 10 feet of Treble, basically to see if Talus's calming aura has any effect, if it helps any.
What is the effects of the aura, I guess? I forget exactly what it gives you.
It's the same as, like, it's really more to do with violence than anything, but it just sort of, it's like, it's same as the calm emotion spell. It just sort of mellows you out a little bit, I guess would be the way to put it.
I guess there would be, I guess his eyes would stop darting around, and if there was any visible twitching, he would stop that. But he still doesn't say anything. He's still, kind of stone-faced. The cowl is still turned up over his head. The problem is that he's internalizing all of these horrific things and stories and tales that he's been told, and going through the permutations of what if this is real, what if that's real, and still just racking his brain as far as the possibilities of the terrible things that may happen. So it's tough. Like he might, feel a little bit more calm itself, but he's doing it to himself, which is really difficult to get around.
Yeah, that's true. Hold on a second. I want to look up.
As you went into the bread shop, I feel like Turk would follow you as well.
Okay.
He would not right behind you, but a minute or two maybe afterwards he would enter.
Talus will kind of go over, and he's not going to sit, but he'll kind of bend over Treble, and he'll put his hands on the table and lean into Treble and say, "Is it the fear?"
He will look at you and say, "It is everything." And he'll close his cowl over his mouth and his eyes.
Well, look, this will only last about 10 minutes or so, but at least it'll clear your head to give you a little time to think. And I don't know if this will actually have any effect on him, but Talus will cast Remove Fear. In game terms, it gives a +4 morale bonus against fear effects. It lasts for 10 minutes. Again, it may not really do anything, but it may also help Treble at least have 10 minutes of peace.
And actually, in that time after you cast it, he doesn't immediately move, but he actually slumps over and falls asleep. It's the first time his brain is not freaking itself out. So he actually he doesn't pass out, fall on the floor, but he has a calm state of, oh, I can finally rest my head kind of thing.
Okay. Hey, however long he gets, it'll be better for him. Talus will turn to Turk and say, I just had to take care of a friend for a moment. Now we've got work to do. You ready?
I am. Anything that you wish, and I will attempt to do my best.
I'd say now go find the cleric and see what he wants you to do to help build the shrine. I'm going to try to find a family, or at least 2 or 3 people who can have my room for the night, or for a few days or whatever until they can get a shelter built. And then I'll be along to the shrine after that.
Sounds good. And Turk exits, And as he actually walks out the door, you see his feet don't exactly touch the ground. And then the door closes behind him.
Palace will go out and he's literally, it may take him towards where the work for the temple's done or whatever, but he's literally looking for maybe a new family, like a mom and dad and a kid or two who don't have a place to stay.
There isn't anything exactly like that. Fortunately and unfortunately, the families
Or maybe
that,
an old couple.
yeah, the families that move here aren't intending to have kids. They're more adventurous. But most of them that do end up getting pregnant come back to the town anyways, and they've already got houses built for them. But there is an elderly couple who lost two of their children and a couple of family pets, and their livestock. They had a goat and a chicken, and they don't have much anymore. So they're probably the most needy of everyone that you can see.
Okay. Well, he'll go to them, and if Bobby is around, he will point Bobby out to them. If not, he'll show them where the bakery is, and he'll just tell them that there's a room there. It's only a single bed. It's a small room, but at least it'll be warm. It's someplace for them to stay. And he's not going to like take them right up to the room and say, "This is your place," but he'll say, "This is." He'll tell them this is normally my room to stay in, but speak with Bobby, who is the owner of the property and the chief bread maker here, and tell him that he knows that I'm going to find somebody to let them have my room. So whenever you can speak with Bobby, if he comes back, just tell him that Talus sent you to him. And if Bobby's around, he'll just get them together. But if not, he'll tell the older couple to go there. And food and drink will be meager, but at least it'll be there, and I'll pay for it.
You around, Bobby?
You know it. I guess not.
I think we've lost Bobby.
Maybe.
I know I asked him a question earlier and he didn't respond, so I don't know if he's having troubles. Is he on the Hangout? Does anyone know?
Can you hear Bobby?
Huh. Okay. Well, we'll just assume that he's back in there and they talk to him when they get back. Maybe we can figure out what's going on with him.
Okay.
And then you go over to the temple, or not the temple, the shrine rather, whatever.
Yeah, that's where once I get the older couple cleared away, I'll head over to the temple and try to start getting to work helping there.
All right, so Morin, you're over at the grounds for the temple where you're going to start building, and Talus comes walking up to you, and what do you say to Talus, Morin?
I ask him, how would he like this done?
Well, it kind of depends. If you're going to stay here and be kind of a spiritual leader for this community, it's kind of up to you. I mean, whatever normal temple plans, your faith offers up. I mean, it's a small community, so it wouldn't have to be a very big temple. Probably just a wooden structure, at least to start with, at least for now. But maybe with a side room or a small side house for you, and I think I heard earlier you have a wife. Could live there, stay there. But otherwise, whatever.
Morin, you're a dwarf. What do you say to him when he tells you, gives you the idea to build with wood?
What was that? I didn't quite hear you.
You're a dwarf. What do you say to the thought of using wood instead of stone to build something?
Oh, well, let me back up real quick. If Talus I wasn't realizing that he was a dwarf. Being a dwarf, Talus probably wouldn't have said that to him. But if I already did, it was a slip of the tongue.
That's okay. Morin, do you take offense to the thought of using wood instead of stone?
A little, but I see that he meant no harm to it.
All right, and you worship the equivalent of Moradin, the dwarven god, for lawful good people. The only gods you'd be able to tolerate building to are, good gods. And you're familiar with the Aletheos. You could build a temple to all of the gods, with a heavy focus on the good gods of the Aletheos, or you could just build a temple to Moradin.
I think to fair, it would be to all the gods that I could do.
So you build a shrine to all the good gods of the Aletheos?
Yeah, just to be fair to everybody.
Okay. Anybody ask for any neutral gods that they want to worship?
I would be interested in something that was lawful. That's Turk.
I think we've got that covered. Well, I believe Morden's a lawful good god, if I remember correctly. And in fact, Talus might even know a little about Morden. I mean, Talus does speak Dwarvish, and he does have like 7 or 8 ranks in knowledge religion.
Yeah, you'd be familiar with the dwarven god.
Yeah. So I think Morden would cover. I think he was one of his domains was law, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he's lawful good for sure.
Yeah. Well, he's a dwarf,
Excellent.
so yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's all the Turk's preference would be.
All right, so you guys kind of give him that layout, tell him to build it to the Aletheos then, and he agrees and begins working on it. And while you guys are working and having your conversation, you see a rider with a red cloak go past, riding on the back of a caribou.
Is this someone coming into the village, or?
Yep, they just rode on through the gate right into the city, or right into the town.
Rider, is it male or female?
It looks eerily familiar. Something with the caribou's eyes glowing.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Is it the same caribou I was watching over and fell asleep and then it ran out on me?
It certainly looks like it. Why don't you roll a intelligence check?
Okay. I got a 9.
So yeah, I mean, it looks pretty similar. You can't be, you're probably not like, oh, that's the same person, but you're definitely paying attention to what they're doing.
Okay.
And
Well,
they have.
I'm kind of standing there.
Sorry.
I'm kind of standing there with my son, my hips, watching to see where they go and what they do.
They go in front of the bread shop.
I look at Talus and I say, "Someone has taken you up on your offer of a place to stay. It seems,
They already had a room. I'm not sure Bobby will be happy to see this person.
Want me to go and investigate?
No. It might be safer if I'll go. If you want to come with me to kind of back me up, just in case. I don't think this person is dangerous to us, but definitely some weird things have gone on. And Talus will start heading towards her and the caribou.
Turk will follow.
I'm going to continue building the temple.
That's Morin as well as Stridon building the temple then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so the two of you head over to Bobby's shop, and the rider has dismounted and she's currently walking out back near the storage shop when you arrive. It doesn't appear that she's noticed you at all.
Yeah, Talus will walk around there, and he'll say, "I'm not sure," and he'll say loud enough for her to hear whether she responds or not. He'll say, "I'm not sure Bobby will be happy to see you. I think you owe him for a door to his shed, if nothing else."
What do you mean? I've never been here before.
Where did you just come from?
Outside?
And you don't remember me?
I have never seen you before.
Talus will look over at the caribou, and he's not going to walk up right in front of the animal or touch it, but he's going to walk over kind of close to it and see if he sees any spark of recognition, I guess you'd say, in the animal. Because, I mean, they weren't like best buddies, but he and the caribou got along before. They at least tolerated each other, if nothing else.
As you get close, the caribou kind of nudges you with his side of his head.
It nudges me. I'll reach out slowly and kind of stroke the side of its neck.
Turk, since he doesn't know really anybody in the situation, would just speak up and say, "I do not know either of you. Perhaps an introduction is required. I am Turk Azuliano."
I honestly don't remember her name, or I would.
She never gave it.
That's why I don't remember it.
She says that names are unimportant. What one does is, however, important.
And what you did the last time you were here, whether you remember it or not, is you and your caribou friend here sort of busted out. You were staying here at the bakery. You busted out in the middle of the night and you ran off north into the frozen wilds chasing some light. And a handful of us chase after you.
You see the light?
I personally did not see the light. Apparently one of Bobby's children saw the light. Or he mentioned it. But no, none of us saw the light, but we went following after you, and instead of finding you, we found a whole bunch of dead people. Some of the dead people which walked around. And then we found a temple. And there were more dead people walking around inside of it. And some other nonsense happened, and I may have traveled through time. I don't know. But now some people came back from the past that are at the temple or were the last time I was there. And all because we were following you. I don't know if any of this is connected or not. It would probably be helpful if you could get your memory back.
I just arrived here from outside. The places you speak of, I've been to them, but I have never been here before. This is my first time here.
Well, then you've got a twin sister.
You said that you may have traveled through time. Could you not have gone back in time?
I think I did go back in time, 3,000 years maybe.
Well, then surely I would
And then
not
I
be the same. Hello?
hold on a second. It's still daytime, right?
Yeah.
Talus will turn around to Turk and say, what is today's date?
Turk gives the today's date in an Italian accent.
Does it sound like it should be about the right day to Talus?
It seems like it's possibly a couple of weeks off, specifically before you last thought it was.
So it's a couple of weeks earlier?
Then you were expecting him to say yes.
Well, fair lady, perhaps it is your first time here. And my travels through time have disoriented me a little bit, which kind of scares me because
You have the ability to travel through time?
I don't have the ability to travel through time, not willingly, but the temple I was at, there was this stone, and when I near it, it sent me and a companion back to another time. And then it brought us back, but it brought other people back with us.
And these people, what did they look like?
For the most part, kind of like soldiers, guards with armor and swords. I'll describe that.
What colors were they wearing?
I think they were wearing red. I think.
That is not possible.
Well, lots of people wear red.
Not up here, they don't. I am the last of my kind.
What is your kind?
You would not believe me if I told you.
Oh, you'd be surprised. Go ahead and give it a try.
I woke up a few months ago in a cold, damp place not far from here. And I saw buildings, and everything was covered in this white powder. Everyone around me was dead. My family had been killed, and my father, he was eating the leg of my mother, and he was frozen in place. This was not how it was when I was last awake. I don't understand.
Maybe you slept a good long while. Were you sick?
No, we were sent out by the elders of our order to find food, and it's we got stranded in a cave, and there were monsters nearby, some kind of... we would hit them, and they would fall, and then they would get back up. And they would come at us, and then we would fall. And then we would become one of them, and then we would be attacked by our own people. We fled into the cave. And I don't know what happened, but I woke up there. And then I came here, and I met you. This has only been a few days for me. It doesn't feel right, though. This was not here. This was not... We know these lands. This was not to the south of us. It was only frozen water, as far as I could see.
So this isn't... You're saying it wasn't frozen water like that before?
Well, parts of it were, but this area was not... It was not as cold. Something must have happened. I mean, we are aware that it gets cold up here some times of the year, but not for the whole year. Everything around me, even inside the cave, was cold. It was not like that when I was last awake.
It sounds like you slept a good long time.
When is this?
I'll give her the year.
I am not familiar with that number. It's not possible.
Well, when you went to sleep, what year was it, or what king or whomever ruled?
What king?
Yes, who was king? Or who was your leader?
The elders of our temple. They held all the power in the land for centuries. I am not familiar with the dating system you're giving. It's almost as if something happened to change it. Your numbers are too small. You're only giving me 5 digits. Our years had 6 digits. Maybe I have gone back in time, but that is not possible.
I'll describe to her the soldiers that I saw at the temple. I don't remember. It seemed to me they wore red. The garments under and over their armor were red, and maybe they had bronze armor. I don't remember, to be honest. But whatever the case is, I'll kind of describe what they looked like to her, and I'll say, do these men sound like they were members of your order?
Turk would pipe up and say something like, "You traveled in time and you met a race. Talus, did you meet their leader? Is there anything special about him that you might be able to share, perhaps to jog her memory?"
Well, there was a powerful wizard. I'm not sure what their structure was, if he was actually the leader or not, but he kind of seemed to be. And I'll give a description of him and see if that seems to jar the girl's memory.
He was a powerful wizard, you say?
It seemed to be, yes.
Was he larger or smaller than the rest?
It seemed to me he was pretty tall.
That cannot be.
And he had a staff, and maybe his robes, they were hanging in a closet, and like he waved a hand and they flew across the room and wrapped around him.
No. You must have been dreaming. That is not possible.
So does this sound like your temple?
Yes, it assuredly does. Exactly like the
Well,
temple. But even
then you slept for 3,000 years, or you jumped through time. Now
this stone.
this is your future, and apparently it's my past by a couple of weeks at least. So welcome, fellow time traveler.
Turk lives in the present.
You may call me the Doctor.
Doctor? Who is this
Well,
Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I do have a healing kit, and I am a healer, so I guess I kind of am a doctor.
You must take me to this stone you speak of. I must see it.
Well, it was like the inner sanctum of the temple. I'm not sure other people will. If there are people there who are maybe members of your order, I'm not sure they'll allow that. They might.
We must try. On the way, we must stop at the caves. I feel that I may have need of something that I hid deep within.
Okay, if it's still there. There were monsters at the cave the last time I was there.
Turk, being from the village to the north, would speak up and say, "There are caves not far from the village that I came from. Perhaps that is the same cave, Talus."
I believe it is. I believe it is. And
All
that's
right.
not too far from the temple.
So you guys are wanting to set off for the caves then?
Well, we'll go. I'll go talk to Stryden about it. See if he wants to go. I'll inform him of what's going on, and I'll talk to the dwarf too. I don't. He seems pretty intent on getting this um, temple or shrine built, but I'll talk to him about it too and see if he wants to come along and lend a hand. In Talus's experience, dwarves are usually not ones to turn their hand or to turn away from the possibility of a fight. Even lawful good, clerics or lawful good dwarves like to, thrash it out with evil. So he'll definitely see if anybody else, and he'll go to Bobby and even Treble, though if Treble's sleeping, he'll leave him alone. But he'll go to any of the sort of known or possible adventuring types in the area that he knows and see if they're interested.
All right. So she sees you kind of getting ready to depart, and she's like, "Where are you going?"
I'm just going to find some friends, and you can come with me. I'm going to find some friends to help you.
Help me. Okay.
Well, we'll go to the cave with you so you can find what you need, and then possibly we can take you to this temple and find out what's going on there.
Can my father come?
Your father?
Yes, the one you've been touching.
Is he? The caribou.
Yes, my father.
How did your father turn into a caribou?
He's always been a caribou.
Have you always looked like a human?
I do not feel that I have changed how I look. Do I appear different than my father?
Yes.
That is strange.
Um,
There were tales of that. No one's ever seen it, to my knowledge.
Talus, he's got enough religious ranks. He would know a few things about stuff, so he'll kind of step back and look at the caribou, and he'll just talk to it and say, "Look, if you're some kind of druid or is changed into a caribou or some kind of shape changer, if you can either change into a humanoid form to communicate, it would be much helpful."
Turk also has knowledge arcana and could at least try to assess the same if he's heard of anything that is similar to that effect. Like shape changing or polymorph stuff.
Yeah, that's
The daughter walks over to the father and puts her hand around her mouth and kind of cups around his ear and whispers something indiscernible to the animal. And you hear kind of the caribou's horn. You know, he puts the head in the air and he does I can't even do it because I've got people sleeping here, but he does the caribou call, and then he begins to shape change into a human form.
okay.
Is that something I can roll a spellcraft check for? It's one of the skills that I actually have, I think.
You can try, sure.
Yep, I'm gonna roll a spellcraft.
Oh, I've got spellcraft too. It's really low, but got it.
I've got an 11.
I got a 3.
Neither of you have any idea what just happened.
It's magic. Okay. I hate to break things up, but before we get to talking to him, I need to go take a break for a minute.
Not a problem. We'll go ahead and load up the cave map while you do that, and we'll resolve the conversation that you have with the dwarf and Stryden. So Stryden
Okay.
and
All right.
Stryden and Morin, you guys are up.
Am I still building the temple? Or shrine?
Yeah, you guys were working on the shrine the entire time. I mean, obviously it's not done yet or nothing, but they come over to you while you're working on it. And Turk, why don't you go ahead and speak on behalf of Talus? He must be munching on something. Hello?
I hear you. I don't know where Stryden is, however.
I'm also helping build the temple.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I said you guys were up, though. I didn't hear a response from anyone except for Morin. All right, so Turk, why don't you go ahead and say what Talus would say to them, or what you think he would say?
So I would walk up to the two of you and say, "A traveler has joined this village and needs our help. I understand you are building a temple, but I believe this is something important. If you wish to help us, we do have a quest at hand, and we are asking for any assistance that may be available."
I respond saying that I'm willing to go, always up for a good adventure, and my wife can help keep the temple build, or the shrine build, going as we are gone.
I appreciate the assistance. Stryden, are you willing to come with us?
Yes, if someone is in need, I'm always there.
All right.
Excellent.
And with that, I'm going to put up the break page while you load the map, Joe.
Is this the one that I added on a little bit to? Or is this the actual
Not-
caves?
Yeah, not yet. We're going to do just one of the caves.
I guess I'll load it and you'll tell me if this is wrong.
Is Bobby back yet?
I don't know. I think he's out of TeamSpeak now. Yep.
Well, he's not out of it. He's just it's like he's muted.
Oh yeah. Brandon, was this the map that you're thinking of? Everybody should go down to 15 for their strategy view, I believe. And not go forward.
Do you see my post?
I did not. Where is it at?
Game chat.
Oh, wrong one. Hang on. My bads.
So you guys mount your sled dogs and your sleds, and you're setting off towards the cave system. Is there anything you want to try to do in town before you head out, or are you guys just ready to go?
I just asked my wife to continue working on the shrine.
I am ready to go, but would also like just a minute or two to be right back. But I should be all set and ready to go.
Awesome. Stridon, where's your name?
Apparently, he keeps switching minis to frickin' Joe's for some reason.
You have to have yours highlighted when you do it, right?
I am highlighting it, but because of where Joe and where his character is, when I click on my guy and select it, it sets it to his.
Okay, so once he gets his done, he'll have to move it so you can do yours or whatever.
Joe, don't forget to change your guy again.
Yeah, he said he needed a moment. I don't think he's back yet.
Dirk is back.
You gotta fix your guy because where you were was making Strident go on dead.
Somehow I have a voice connected to this character.
Yeah, because you have the character that is mine right now.
Hang on.
Because where you put your guy.
There you go.
And I forgot to remove the voice thing. I was just playing with it.
Terribleness. L2 Revolution noob. Just kidding. L2 Revolution noob. Is that better?
That's a lot better. Ty, you back yet?
I feel like we're listening to a horrible Mario voice.
Hey, I'm having fun with it. It's either that or I sing everybody lullabies, so I don't know which one you prefer.
I wish that my
Actually, I do know which.
I wish that my bard was here.
I know that Strident prefers Hyper, but
I was thinking about giving Strident like a Celtic voice, but
just a heads up, the one thing with this map, I'm going to get into the next room, we have to adjust the strategy view a teeny bit to get over and under, but
I set mine
that
to
you should be able to-
17.
Yeah, as long as you can get through the door, that might be alright.
Are we
We'll see.
streaming right now?
Yeah, and we're still, I mean, it's a kind of a break, but
I was gonna say I can test it out, see if I can get through the door at least.
nah, it's fine. All you'd have to do is adjust the strategy view to like 20 and then back down to 17 again.
Yeah.
So just to get over and under. Like, it's not a big deal. It's really not. I suppose I should. Brennan, would you like to drop minis for the other characters?
Certainly.
Yeah, okay, boss.
We need a bigger entrance.
That can happen, boss. Hyper apparently came into play. Yeah, okay.
For justice.
I don't even do strategy view, I suppose. Seeing as how I built the thing.
At least we know who to blame.
Hey, this one's not like a billion pixels big. New Ty, since we're sort of an intermission, are you liking the Mario effective Turk? Is it bad?
The Mario effect?
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
I don't know. I'm just having fun with it.
You gotta be like, to me, Mario.
All right. Sorry about that. I'm back.
Oh, Bobby.
Bobby is back.
I'm sitting there when I came back in here. It's dark in my room. I picked up my Xbox microphone, but I totally thought it was my PC mic.
Have you been talking to us for like the last 20 minutes?
No.
Why does nobody pay attention to me?
I was eating dinner and discussing stuff with family about the next Saturday. I've crap going on, so that's why. Taking
Family
forever.
stuff
I
is
had to go through a
important.
discussion.
I loaded up a new map. Are you in the new map?
Yeah, I see that.
Yep. Just if you can load up your character, should be. We're in a cave. We traveled to the cave system again.
Because a girl and a caribou appeared.
The caribou girl appeared again, but we are in her past future and in Talus's
What?
future past and Turk's straight timeline.
Yeah, this is Talus's past by about 2 weeks. So to be honest, he doesn't know which Bobby this is. If this is also Bobby's in his own past 2 weeks earlier, or what the deal is.
Yeah,
I
how does that
loaded my
work for
mini
the rest of
sheet.
us?
If that, I didn't want to load it.
Do you have your character? Where's your? You have to put your minifig down. Put your mini down first.
Oh, okay.
Select the mini and then load the character sheet.
Wait, so does that mean that Stridon and Treble are also in the past?
Yes, they would be in the same timeline as a Talus. They still had, went through the things that they went through.
Head for Bobby. Bobby. Probably
So
that guy looks more like Bobby. Yeah,
This is Bobby 2 weeks in the past.
Bobby 2 weeks in the
Possibly.
past. He's still pissed off about his wine. Got it.
Hey, I bought that wine. I paid
No,
for the wine.
the wine that was stolen from him. Remember?
Oh yes, I paid for the things that I want.
The wine that was stolen by Owen.
But maybe it's the same bottle
There we
of
go.
wine. Maybe it's the same bottle of wine, and now it won't be there, so Owen's future self can't steal it. That makes sense.
No.
Yeah, so maybe you just had that bottle when I bought.
18. 6 gold. You bought that a little bit. Faction the Frontier, I guess.
All I
There
really
we
care
go.
about is the fact that Bobby has bread.
Oh, he does. Always. Always.
We also have a loaf of Bobby's bread.
I don't see Bobby's fig though.
That was pretty cool.
I
like
think
the
he's the
voice.
one that's up
Oh,
from the
it's
steps.
way in the back. Gotcha.
I like the voice thingy.
And Talus now has no place to sleep.
It's true. He did give up his home space.
And his money's going to feed an old couple.
Oh, do I have to move him down there? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so I couldn't see you.
Dryden with his
I had
big
no idea
sword. Overcompensating, buddy? Or what?
I do not actually have the battle axe. I have a shield, but I like the blue sheen of this guy because this guy's whites of his eyes are blue.
Oh, wait. Do I have to change my settings again? God damn it.
I might
Okay.
actually have to give you guys a description of what Turk looks like at some point, but
This guy looks pretty close to what Bobby looks like. Sort of. Alright, I'll move down here. What are you, like a giant, or what are they called, a Goliath?
no, he's humanoid-ish. He's 6'1", 195 pounds, but his eyes are, instead of the whites of his eyes being white, they actually have a blue sheen to them, sort of like snow
White
in the
Walker.
winter, where there's like a kind of the bluish hint or tint to the snow.
Alright, I'm gonna have to grab my mouse for this crap, because doing this with my laptop pad is fucking...
All the turns, yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. Sorry, Mike, but it's fucking stupid. Need better bindings. Okay, much better.
I think
Alright.
everybody's set up.
Morin, Talus, Dryden, Bobby, Turk, you all ready?
Sure am.
Yeah, absolutely.
Talus?
I think he said he needed a minute.
No, he was back though.
Fuck.
Turk,
Yep, I'm good.
Morin,
I need to set my push.
Yeah, I'm ready.
all right.
I think Ty's still muted.
Go ahead and proceed on, guys. Whatever you'd like to do here. You know, you come to this door, and I will have you guys say what you're doing.
Apparently Stratton opens the door and walks
I'm
in.
going to open it and walk in slightly.
Talus will kind of walk in behind Stryden.
And I'll follow right behind Talus.
And do we have a torch?
Turk has torches.
I also do.
We'll actually turn the lights off, yes. Whoever has torches can use the mini sheet sight with a vision light, but then make sure you mark the torch off as being used.
How exactly do we change our orientation?
Settings?
Are you talking about like the arrow direction, the directional arrow?
Yeah, I can't remember for some reason.
Select your minifig and then use your mouse wheel. You have to select it like you're picking them up or whatever. And then if you use the mouse wheel, it'll spin them around.
It
But
might
yes.
be a good.
Turk will follow Talus into the room.
Talus will suggest it might be a good idea to take a torch or two and burn away some of these cobwebs.
You do not know what may be living in the cobwebs, however.
No, I don't want to hurt anything. You know, even spiders, but I don't think we're going to be able to get through.
I have daggers. They cut webs just fine.
Well, if they'll do the job.
All right. So does someone walk over to the cobwebs and try to start burning them, or what?
Sure, I will.
Well, spiders aren't stupid. Surely if the webs are burning, they'll go elsewhere and animals and such usually flee from fire, so
Oh,
All
and
right.
yes, 17 will work.
Morin, you've got your dwarven war axe and your dwarven warhammer. What are you doing? Morin?
User in your channel timed out.
I would assume that's Morin that just left.
That is correct.
All right. I'll try to figure that out. Talus, what do you want to do?
Well, if he's moving over to take care of the webs, I will go over and look inside the cages. Just make sure there's no living people in there. It seems unlikely, but
Turk will just kind of stand in the middle of the cave, observing. He's not traveled with this group before, so he's just trying to figure out who's doing what, that kind of thing.
All right, so you're over by the cages, and it's worse than you thought. Not only are there not anyone living in the caves, there's actually a bunch of dead bodies that are chained inside the cages, and all that's left is bones.
Alice will close his eyes and say a prayer for the passing of these poor unfortunate souls. May they have found peace at last.
Do you actually groan and you say it out verbally?
Sure.
Turk will ask, "What have you found?"
Some people who look like they've been long dead, and as if their last moments were not
User joined your channel.
peaceful.
The poor souls. They shall be honored.
Morin, are you back in?
Yeah, for some reason it cut out.
No worries. So you've got your Dwarven War Axe and your Warhammer. What are you doing in the room? Morin?
I'm in between Bobby and Turg. For now.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, so Stridon, as you get over there and you begin lighting the webs on fire, you notice a bunch of spider webs scurrying from the corners of the room and trying to attack you. I'll move them towards you now.
I'm not exactly sure how this is going to work with the webs, but we'll see what happens. It's okay, I guess.
All right. Luckily for you, it took all their movement to get down the webs from the ceiling, but you are surrounded, Stridon. What do the rest of you guys do? We can roll for initiative here if you feel the need to fight, or if you want to try to talk to him.
If he's in, I mean, it looks like he's being attacked by spiders. Turk would rush in and try to help him.
It's middle mouse, right?
Middle mouse wheel. Yeah, if you lift your character up like you're gonna move him, and then scroll your mouse. There you go.
Hurling some bread.
Nice.
You're gonna join the combat, apparently.
All right, so you do the first attack action. All they did is simply scurry to him, so you get a free attack. Whatever spider you're trying to hit.
One just to me on the right.
So spider one.
Spider
Okay.
one.
Roll to hit.
You want me to roll in chat, or you mind if I roll by hand?
Either way, it doesn't matter to me.
Cool. How about a 17?
That is a hit. Roll for damage.
Total of damage. I'm throwing my hard rules.
How much was it?
8.
Okay. The spider takes a adamantine bread roll to the side of the torso and definitely feels it and kind of turns towards you, but it's still upright. And then we can go ahead and roll for initiative now.
All right, cool.
I'll cover.
What is?
I'll cover you more, and don't worry.
Well, I rolled a 6.
Alice got a 12.
I got a 19.
Turk got a 13.
Striding got an 18.
All right, and Morin got an 8. Give us a minute to get the initiative set up.
I don't know the spiders.
I'll roll for them. All right.
Talos,
So
what was your initiative?
Do what?
Talos, what was your initiative?
12.
And Warren was an 8.
yep.
Okay.
The spiders are 17, 6, 22, and 20.
Okay, so the 22 and 20 spider go first, then Bobby.
All right. So spider 1 is 22. Going to stand up on its back legs and try to pierce into the leg with its pincers of Stridon.
Sorry, what was the last spider again?
Initiative.
Initiative number.
Yeah, 17, 6, 22,
6.
and 20.
All right, that's
So Spider One's no longer facing Bobby.
Yeah, he turned towards Bobby.
I was gonna say because now you're saying he's attacking me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was trying to do it based on.
I see how it is,
bottom.
Dan, you jerk.
So
Does he move towards Bobby?
yeah, he moves towards Bobby and does that. Sorry, guys.
Okay. I'm still just doing the initiative stuff. So
He rolled an 18 to hit.
Actually, he rolled a nat 20 to hit. And,
Calming aura.
Total
Calming
of
aura,
27.
that's right. He
Hold
needs
on.
to.
Rolling it right now. Oh, I forgot to change the modifier. Hold on. Yeah, he passes. So he stands up on his hind legs and he bites into you. I need you to roll a fortitude save.
I rolled a 26.
All right, you pass the first part. You still take 7 points of damage, however. And then let's see. Up next, we've got Spider 2.
So that one was going to attack Stridon, right?
Spider 2 is attacking Stridon, yes. Too funny.
Which numbered spider was that?
2.
Okay.
Does a 22 break your AC, Stridon?
Just barely.
Ha ha ha, that's all it needs. Alright, I need you to roll a fortitude save for me.
No,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna survive that.
Yeah, you're not
I
feeling.
didn't even have my modifier.
Yeah, you're not feeling very good. Hold on.
With the modifier, it's 12, but
So you get bit, and you failed your save. You're knocked unconscious for 5 rounds. I'll add that status to your character here in just a second.
what specifically is it?
Poison.
Give me a second. Is that considered a disease?
Nope.
Okay.
All right, go ahead and add the unconscious effect to Stridon.
It should already be on there.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, sounds good. All right, let's see. Up next, we have Bobby.
This spider in front of me is going to get it. Quick draw longsword.
Is your longsword like a baguette?
It's probably shaped like a baguette.
I just assumed it was shaped like a croissant.
No, that would be like a scimitar or something.
My revolution crashed, son of a bitch. But I rolled a 24 to hit.
All right, definitely hits. Describe your attack.
So, since I didn't want to pull out my shield as well, I'm two-handing this sword as I draw, cutting at an angle, so that way if I cut straight down, it's not going to be me swinging through the spider into the ground.
I got you. And roll for damage.
$15 points of damage.
And the result is the spider falls to its death.
Joe, you might want to fix Turk. I don't know how he got started again.
Oh yeah.
Second movement, I throw another bread roll at Spider 2.
Sure.
21 to hit.
Yep. Roll for damage. I won't make you describe that. I know what you did there. You're swinging your sling around with your
8
thread roller.
damage again.
All right, big damage. He's still upright. Kind of clinks off the thorax. After
There's a
that,
reason I needed this Google Hangouts up.
after that's the next spider. That would be spider number 3. This spider actually kind of like shakes around a little bit and lifts up all of its legs at the same time. And out pops another spider.
Hang on, I gotta move real quick. Oh yeah, there we go.
You want to poop out another spider if you haven't already?
Oh, I gotta find it.
You can also just move the one that's in front of Bobby.
I deleted it.
Oh, and I think I desynced.
Yeah, my revolution crashed, so if we switch map, maybe we can possibly get me back in there.
Yep, I just gotta find the spiders. Hang on. So as it puts out another spider, does it attack or what does it do?
Nope, it just poops out the other spider.
Okay. I'll find it in just a minute, but
After that, it is Striden's turn. You're now surrounded by 4 spiders again.
I'm also unconscious.
Yeah, my bad. That would be Turk.
Can't Fortitude negate that?
He can make a roll for it, yeah.
All right, I guess I can.
The thing is, he's got to get a 20.
Close.
Well, does it have to be a natural 20?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because technically he has a 20 with my aura.
All right. Who's up after that? Looks like
should be
is,
Turk.
yeah.
Turk will draw his shield. As a move action, he will actually float over to spider number 4, but he has to form his soul meld of the incarnate weapon of a longsword. So from his hand actually spawns. He doesn't draw a weapon, but you see a longsword form in his hand, and it has like a blue sheen to it. And he approaches
Ghost.
Spider 4. He does not attack it because he can't because of the standard action to form it. But he does kind of fly over to the spider and get ready to attack it on his next turn.
If you had an action point. Only if.
I was still having a hard time finding the spider token, but I'm working on it.
No worries.
I believe that goes to Morin's turn.
Correct. Actually, no, Talus.
I forgot about Talus.
Talus will run forward, and Dryden is unconscious and down, right? And surrounded by spiders.
Yeah.
So Talus will run forward and grab Dryden by whatever straps, hold his armor on or his baldric or whatever, and attempt to drag him as far away from the spiders as possible.
That's going to provoke an attack of opportunity. You're okay with that?
Sure.
All right. 21?
That's a miss.
Ah, shoot. So he rears up on his legs and tries to snap at you, and you quickly pull Stridon away. And they begin kind of scurrying after you, but you're just a little too quick. Up next, we have Morin. Morin, you still with us?
Yeah.
Although my thing isn't streaming anymore, so it's kind of not gonna rely on me.
Well, we can just finish this room and I should be able to upload a new game. We can describe where the spiders are and such.
Basically, do you want to move forward and hit a spider?
What?
Would you like to move forward and hit something?
Yeah, spider do.
Bobby, you're still offering the +1 to hit, correct, or no? I don't know what your orders are.
Yes. However, you get a +2 on saving throws,
Gotcha.
but +1 for everything else.
All right, you connect, Morin. Nice job. I'm just rolling for you here, unless you want to.
Oh, you can do it if you want.
All right, you finish off Spider 2. You swing your axe down on its head, splitting it in two.
I did remove Spider 2, but we might be desynced right now.
No worries. I'll probably call it a night in 11 minutes, in all honesty. No worries. I'll probably call it a night in 11 minutes, in all honesty. Unless you guys want to, go beyond that, that's up to you.
We have at least another room we could do on this one, probably.
Okay. I just don't want to go too far into it and be too long. Let's see, we started at 8:30, and it's almost 11. So, or no, we didn't start at 8:30. We started at 9, right?
Yeah, it was closer to that.
Okay, so 2.5 hours. All right. Well, maybe we can go for another 30 minutes or so. All right.
Well, I gotta go to bed soon. I gotta get take Becca to school in the morning.
Is 30 minutes good for you?
Plus, I'm tired already.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll finish up this room and then we'll just talk about what's going on so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
So that would mean it's Bobby's.
Spider 6, actually. Or rather, the last spider that was out here. Hold on. They're going to rear up and try to attack Morin. Since Talus and Stridon backed away. You defend the blow mightily. You want to describe how you do that? You don't have a shield or anything. You've got your axe out right now. Morin.
Not sure how I did it.
No worries. You just kind of lift your axe up as it tries to bite into it. And it kind of reels back in pain as it drives its teeth into the head of your axe. It doesn't taste very good or feel very good. And that would put us back to the top of the key. right?
I believe so. Yeah. We still have
And
Spider.
Spider 1 is dead.
Spider 1 is dead, and Spider 2 is dead. So it actually goes
Technically,
back
my
to
turn.
yeah. It goes to Bobby.
Bobby!
All right. How many spiders left?
3.
All right. Closest one to me.
Spider
The
3,
big black one?
probably. Yeah.
Nope. I'm gonna hit it with bread twice. How about a 19?
It's a hit.
My God, I keep rolling max damage. 8 damage.
It kind of scuttles towards you a little bit. Roll your next one.
Great. Doing times 2, right? The multipliers,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Okay. Let me make sure. Sling is times 2, I believe. Let me double check that. I would be correct. Max damage. So 16, 24 points of damage total with both bread shots.
It doesn't look very good, but it scuttles towards you further, and it's still upright.
I'm like, it survived 2 of my hard rolls. This is a tough creature. Everyone be wary.
All right. After that, Spider 3, right?
I'm going to try my fort and save.
Yeah. Spider 3, then Stridon.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. So the big spider, she goes up on her hind legs, and instead of trying to bite with her pincers, she stabs out her, I forget what it's called, the little piercing apparatus, like in Lord of the Rings. And she's going to try to
Just
thrust you.
the stinger.
Yeah, the stinger through the gut.
Of who?
Bobby.
Yeah, he just did a
Okay.
shit ton of damage to her
Are you kidding me?
with bread.
Are you kidding me?
Now one?
That one.
Yes. Do I get
She
opportunity attack?
She stabs herself.
No, she thrusts the spear a little bit to the side of his stomach, and he kind of turns away from it, and you do get an attack of opportunity. Not with the
Yes.
sling, however.
No. Longsword. I rolled a 19 with a longsword, which be a crit, good sir.
All right, describe how you finish her.
So as she thrusts the stinger and I stand to the side, he's going to take both hands, cleaving through her abdomen.
Do you cut through the stinger, or are you just stabbing into the abdomen?
He's cleaving through the abdomen out all the way through the back. So it's cutting through the stinger and everything.
Nice. All right.
As blood goes flying across the room.
Ichor and venom, most likely, but yes. Everywhere. You are actually covered in a thick, viscous substance of it, I believe is the word I'm looking for. But anyways, nice kill. That would be Stridon
Thank
for
you,
your
good sir.
save. Go ahead, Stridon.
$27.
All right, you become conscious at this point. You will be able to take your next action, but not this one. Let's see, Turk.
Turk is lined up with Spider 4 and goes ahead and swings with his Incarnum longsword weapon. 19.
Hit. Describe the attack.
So he just slices down. He actually tries to hit leg and head, abdomen. So he's not trying to like thrust with the sword. He's actually swinging right to left in a downward motion. The damage. I'm going to roll this twice. Hang on one second. D8 plus 6 and then 3d6 as well. As he hits, there's a crackle of lightning that comes off the Incarnum weapon, and it does extra electricity damage for a total of 19.
I should have said describe the kill. Nice job.
So as it slices down through the leg and abdomen, lightning actually singes the outer, like the carapace of it, and then it feeds down into the inside organ and pus, and it kind of heats it up, and there's a pile of steam and
User in your channel timed out.
smelling ooze that comes off of it.
And then it explodes.
User entered your channel.
Nice.
Yes.
All right. Well, I believe that's all of them, right? Or is there?
And I
still
believe
one
there's
left?
just well, it'd be Talus's turn. And there's just the one spider left. Spider.
Yeah, the
Spider
baby.
5.
The baby spider. Go ahead, Talus.
Yep.
Talus.
Yeah, I've been attacked now, so I can attack in self-defense. I will rush up to the one spider and attempt to kick it twice into unconsciousness.
So subdual damage.
Yes.
Nice.
The first one is a 23, but the second one is a natural 1.
Okay, roll for damage on the first one.
Good. 13 points of damage.
Yeah, it doesn't get that attack of opportunity. It's dead. Nice job.
It's not dead, it's knocked out.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. It is knocked unconscious.
See,
Alright.
that's why you missed on the second one so badly, because you on the first kick you knocked it back so far. You go to kick it again, you're like, oh, didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and shut this program down here and just talk in TeamSpeak, unless you guys want to go to a hangout and discuss it. It's up to you.
Doesn't matter to me.
If Dan still has the hangout open, we can go there.
Oh, I just
no.
lost it when I lost everything.
It'll still be there though.
It might have closed it out though.
It'll close out because he wasn't in it for a few minutes, so I think it's got a 5-minute timeout if the host isn't there. I found that out the hard way. All right, so Joe, do you want me to post the hangout then, or you want to take care of it while I get everything else closed up?
Doesn't matter. I gotta save my character sheet real quick because I did change my. I did use a torch.
Alright, well, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna be having a smoke and then going to bed.
Sounds good.
Sounds
Thanks
good.
for playing.
Yep.
I
And
just-
Brennan, let me know what you're doing tomorrow after work.
Will do.
I just
Bye,
realized I'm still in the hangout, if that makes a difference.
User disconnected from your channel.
Because I can come back in.
Oh, okay. I didn't even
Uh,
realize this still was.
You'd have to post the URL in Dice&Decks then though.
Yeah, post the URL in Dice&Decks for all of us to click on it.
Okay.
And it's supposed to